Hi, my name's Calvin Parsons. I'm the Chief Executive Officer of Sunscorched Studios Limited. I really enjoy games development, particularly making incredibly scary, terrifying, and disturbing horror games. And I do it all from home, from my home office, as we're all a fully remote studio and fully remote team, which is
Mhm.
fantastic. Our latest crazy creation, RATSHAKER. We gave ourselves 48 hours to make basically the craziest thing we possibly could. And we ended up coming up with something which was a guy grabbing a cartoon rat and shaking it until it tells him what he did. And after 48 hours, we made this concept, we showed it to our investor, and he was like, wow, this is incredibly disturbing and incredibly weird. We should probably make this a commercial product. And so we spent 3 weeks making that, and we've just released it. And we've gone from being the hardcore sci-fi survival horror kind of dev team with games in development to the rat shaker people, which shake rats. And so I'm not necessarily complaining about that. It's a brilliant thing to have. RATSHAKER is now overwhelmingly positive on Steam with over 500 reviews. It's been in the top charts for popular releases on Steam, within the top 500 best-selling titles of the last month. And most importantly, so many people have played it and given us feedback on this little tiny project. So before we were using version control, we were just backing things up on a Google Drive. That's fine when
Okay.
it's just me. The moment we started
Mhm.
bringing other individuals in, we started looking into version control, but it was incredibly daunting because none of us really had any experience with it. So we started out with basically just using Perforce. Obviously, you get the 5 users kind of for free with that, but we needed to set
Mhm.
our own file server up, so we did. We ended up setting up a FileZilla FTP server as well. So they were used for the art assets, but we only use Perforce for the code and the project side of stuff.
Yeah.
What we found now, though, is that we were kind of looking for a system that just made it really simple for our artists because using a file server was getting very tedious because we had to upload different versions of files. And because it's FTP, they can't overwrite what's already on there. They have to upload a brand new version because it's write and read, but it's not overwrite.
Mhm.
And so we ended up with like 7 files for one character, and that meant that when they went to rigging, you ended up where maybe the old version had been rigged because that was when it was sent and it didn't automatically update to the newest version. So then the UVs were broken, and there was just a lot of time wasted. In terms of version control, obviously, Diversion
Mhm.
is what we're using currently for all of our projects. Oh my god, this is a source control software that artists can use because you just drag it in and then you download it and you don't even have to clone the repo onto your machine. You can just use it like a Google Drive or a Dropbox. And we were like, right, okay, that's definitely what we've got to start doing. So we're in the process of transitioning our file server completely onto Diversion. We're still
Mhm.
trialing that with some of our artists at the moment, but our actual and real projects, all of the content, the config files, the source code, that's all been moved to Diversion now for all of our
Okay.
projects.
Yeah.
Because two reasons. One, we didn't want to support both workflows with the old system and the new system
Mhm.
because we want to make sure that everyone's trained up and on board with one system. And also, the integration that our programmer was using for Rider, he was really worried. He was like, "Oh my god, is that going
Mm.
to work with Diversion?" Well, guess what? You guys have a plugin, worked flawlessly, not a problem. So transitioning
Awesome.
from the C++ side of things with Rider to Diversion was also super smooth, which was fantastic. And it's really nice to see a company making a piece of software that is so critical to the operation of your company actually speak to people like they're people and not just an email to reply to. You see such personalized responses on the Discord all hours of the day. And I think that was so fantastic. It immediately went, okay, if we've got a problem, we can just ask you. If we need anything explaining, we can just ask you. And we're going to get an answer within like, what, like a day? That's incredible. We kind of got the live demos as well from Omar, and he showed us how the whole system worked, and it all started to click. At that point, we were like, "Brilliant! Where can we sign?" And then we got shown the pricing, and we were like,
Mhm.
"Done."
Yeah.
And so yeah, we've moved basically the whole team over to Diversion now. We bought 500 gigabytes of storage initially, but that's going to ramp up as we move more and more of our source assets up. It's all really reasonably priced. You're very transparent with your pricing, which is fantastic. Um, And also, I think what I really liked was the fact that with the users, people that have made their own personal accounts that we've invited using our company emails, they also get that free storage to trial their thing with, so they can test their personal projects on their Diversion accounts outside of work, because a lot of the developers that work for us also do their own projects that weren't source controlled. So we're also saving them all their own free time, which is extra brilliant.